Antarctica stands as one of the last remaining untouched and mysterious frontiers in our world. Over time, we have been steadily unraveling the enigmatic secrets that this frozen continent has safeguarded throughout its history. Despite being discovered just over 2 centuries ago, the prevailing belief that Antarctica is nothing but ice and snow is being challenged. Astonishingly, Antarctica reveals ancient structures that defy everything we thought we knew about history, and it harbors unexpected forms of life thriving in the harshest and coldest reaches. Embark on an intriguing journey with us as we take a look at 20 unsettling discoveries in Antarctica that nobody can explain. Number 20. The Thing. In 2011, Chilean scientists made a remarkable discovery on Antarctica's Seymour Island, a fossilized egg, which they believe to be approximately 66 million years old, possibly even 68 million years old. This egg, measuring 29 centimeters by 20 centimeters, is elongated, collapsed, and exhibits numerous creases and folds on its surface. One side appears flattened, likely due to contact with the ancient seafloor. The researchers were astounded by the egg's size, deeming it the second largest egg ever found in the world. It resembles a deflated American football, and it earned the nickname The Thing. This significant find was kept in a Chilean museum, where it continued to captivate the imagination of the scientific community. Following thorough research and analysis, scientists reached a groundbreaking conclusion regarding the egg's origin. It is believed to belong to an extinct giant sea lizard or snake that coexisted with dinosaurs during its time. In Antarctica, the only creatures large enough to lay such an egg were sea-going marine lizards known as mosasaurs and the long-necked plesiosaurs. This discovery has revolutionized the scientific understanding of these ancient creatures. Previously, scientists held the belief that these animals were exclusively viviparous, meaning they gave birth to live young, but this fossilized egg has proven otherwise. Number 19. The depleting ozone layer. Antarctica has recently witnessed a significant discovery concerning the ozone layer, a vital shield in Earth's stratosphere safeguarding the planet from the harmful effects of the sun's UV rays. In 2021, an immense ozone hole emerged over Antarctica, already surpassing the entire ice-covered continent in size. Astonishingly, it exceeded the dimensions of 75% of all ozone holes recorded since 1979. This so-called ozone hole is, in reality, a thinning of the protective ozone layer within the stratosphere. It occurs due to the release of chlorine and bromine from human-produced compounds triggered by reactions on high-altitude polar clouds. As the sun rises in the Antarctic at the end of winter, these chemical reactions begin to degrade the ozone layer. A pivotal milestone in combating human-caused environmental damage is the Montreal Protocol, signed in 1987. Celebrated as one of the world's greatest success stories, this agreement banned harmful substances like chlorofluorocarbons that were known to deplete the ozone layer. The ozone-depleting substances in the atmosphere have since stabilized and are gradually decreasing, providing a foundation for the layer's gradual recovery. However, the progress faces a new challenge, as worsening climate change is now hindering the healing process. Despite concerns about climate change and its impact on Antarctica's future, NASA scientist Paul Newman remains optimistic. He suggests that on the whole, the ozone hole should diminish over time, offering hope for the continued improvement of this crucial protective layer. Number 18. Gold in Antarctica. Mount Erebus, the second highest volcano in Antarctica after Mount Sidley, has been displaying its active nature for approximately 1.3 million years. Its inner summit crater houses a remarkable lava lake that has persisted since at least the early 1970s. Studies conducted during the early 1990s revealed a perplexing phenomenon associated with Mount Erebus. While many volcanoes emit gold in various forms, this volcano stands unique as it releases gold crystals in metallic form. These crystals, ranging from 20 to 60 micrometers in size, have puzzled geologists and posed an intriguing mystery. The volcanic process responsible for this phenomenon involves the emission of hot gas, along with gold and other volatile materials at temperatures exceeding 1,000 degrees Celsius. As this gas encounters the cooler air, it swiftly cools to under 100 degrees Celsius, resulting in the precipitation of various materials, including metals like zinc and copper, within a meter or two from the lava's intense heat. Despite this captivating discovery, Mount Erebus's daily gold emission amounts to a modest 80 grams. While it may not yield fortunes for anyone, its gold release continues to captivate scientific interest and remains a fascinating facet of this remarkable Antarctic volcano. Number 17. Earthquake swarm. Earthquakes are among the most formidable forces of nature, unleashing devastating consequences on our planet. However, it's not the mere shaking of the ground that proves lethal. Rather, it's the cascading effects that follow. The violent vibrations can obliterate and uproot the very infrastructure that rests upon the trembling earth, leaving cities in ruin. Now, brace yourself for this surprising fact. Scientists recorded a whopping 85,000 earthquakes in just a few months right in the heart of Antarctica. The source of this seismic upheaval was a long-dormant underwater volcano in Antarctica, known as Orca. As if awakening from a deep slumber, the volcano stirred and triggered the swarm of earthquakes. The seismic waves from this event profoundly impacted the regions around Bransfield Strait. This is an expanse of water spanning 60 miles and located between the South Shetland Islands and the northwestern point of the Antarctic Peninsula. The extraordinary earthquake swarm commenced in August 2020, consisting of 128 shocks, with many registering a moment magnitude scale of over 4.0. By late February 2021, the swarm subsided, and the seismic activities gradually ceased. For researchers, these earthquake swarms stand as one of the most intense and captivating natural geological events in recent times. The sheer magnitude and scale of this phenomenon have left scientists both astounded and eager to further comprehend the mysteries of our dynamic planet. Number 16. The Singing Ice Shelf. In Antarctica, there is an ice shelf known as the Ross Ice Shelf, and it's not just an icy expanse, it's alive with the sound of music. Yes, you heard that right. It produces a unique and peculiar tune that scientists describe as somber and melancholic. This musical revelation came about quite unexpectedly. In 2014, when researchers decided to learn more about the Ross Ice Shelf, they buried numerous seismic sensors beneath the snowy surface of the shelf to gather data. However, when they later analyzed the information, they were in for a surprise. The ice shelf was humming. The pitch of this eerie hum varied depending on how the winds whipped across the snow dunes on the ice's surface. Now, the tones it produces are so low that humans can't hear them, but when accelerated and played back, they've been compared to the haunting drone of a didgeridoo, or even the soundtrack of a 1950s movie featuring space aliens. But this singing ice isn't just a quirky sonic phenomenon. It holds practical significance as well. Scientists believe that tapping into seismic data from the ice shelf could help monitor the health of other ice shelves, which have been thinning due to the impacts of global warming. This thinning contributes to the rising sea levels that pose a concern for coastal regions worldwide. Number 15. Blood Falls. In the midst of Antarctica's expansive, glimmering snow and blue glacier ice lies the Blood Falls. It is located at the terminus of Taylor Glacier in the McMurdo Dry valleys, and it resembles a vivid gush of blood escaping from a wound in the ice. The first person to discover Blood Falls was Australian geologist Griffith Taylor in 1911 during an Antarctic expedition. He thought the red color came from red algae, but the real cause remained a mystery for almost 100 years. But you know what's fascinating? Scientists finally unraveled the secret behind this mysterious phenomenon. You see, the water that feeds Blood Falls was once part of a salty lake, isolated from the atmosphere after glaciers formed on top of it. Preserved some 400 meters underground, this water has grown even saltier over time, 3 times saltier than seawater, and as a result, it defies freezing. This subterranean salt water is not just salty, but also incredibly rich in iron and devoid of oxygen and sunlight. As the iron-laden water gradually seeps through a fissure in the glacier and encounters the open air, a remarkable chemical reaction occurs. The iron oxidizes and rusts, infusing the water with a dark red hue. It's an eerie and mesmerizing sight, but reaching this remote wonder is no easy feat. Blood Falls can only be accessed by helicopter or cruise ships that venture to the Ross Sea. Number 14. Gemberts of Mountains. Beneath Antarctica's vast ice sheets lies a remarkable secret, a massive mountain range known as the Gemberts of Mountains. Hidden beneath a thick sheet of ice measuring 2,000 to 4,000 kilometers, these mountains stretch 1,200 kilometers and rise to heights of 3,000 meters. That's about a third of Mount Everest's height. Named after Soviet geophysicist Grigory A. Gamburtsev, these mountains were discovered in 1958 by Russian scientists. As they traveled across Antarctica, the scientists noticed a thin layer of ice and recorded unusual gravity fluctuations, hinting at the incredible wonder concealed beneath. Since their discovery, the Gemberts of Mountains have remained one of the least understood mountain ranges on Earth. Although we've never seen them directly, scientists utilize radars to visualize their physical features, while gravitational and magnetic readings allow them to study these mountains right down to their base. The Gemberts of Mountains have long baffled scientists regarding their formation and continued existence. Unlike other mountains formed through geological events, such as tectonic plate movements, there's no evidence of such activity in Antarctica's recent history to account for the Gemberts's presence. Unlike the Himalayas, which were created by continental plates pushing against each other, the origin of the Gemberts Mountains remains a geological puzzle. Number 13. McMurdo Dry Valleys. Contrary to the typical desert imagery of hot, sandy plains, Antarctica holds the distinction of being the world's largest desert. Its vast expanse is incredibly dry and windy, with minimal annual rainfall and a staggering 99% of the continent covered in ice. Within that remaining 1%, you'll encounter the McMurdo Dry Valleys, an intriguing exception. Here, massive sand dunes tower up to 70 meters in height and stretch 200 meters wide. The area earned its name Dry Valleys due to its extremely low temperatures, humidity, and lack of snow cover. Unforgiving winds also sweep through the region, making it one of the most extreme desert climates on Earth. Despite its desolate nature, the dry valleys are a critical research site. Their climate bears a striking resemblance to Mars, sparking scientists' curiosity about the potential for life on other planets. However, there's a pressing concern. The dunes are on the move, shifting at an alarming rate of approximately 1.5 meters per year. Climate change is thought to be the driving force behind this phenomenon. As the atmosphere warms, the ice melts, causing the dunes to slowly erode. Researchers are fully aware of the urgency and are working diligently to uncover the secrets concealed within the dunes before they disappear forever. The dry valleys hold valuable insights, and understanding their mysteries might provide invaluable knowledge about our planet and the broader universe beyond. Number 12. Icefish Colony. In early 2021, an astounding discovery came to light as scientists stumbled upon the largest known fish breeding colony near the Filchner ice shelf in the Antarctic Weddell Sea. The colony was home to an astonishing 60 million nests, each typically holding between 1,500 to 2,500 eggs. A majority of these nests were guarded by one adult fish. Using a towed camera system, the team of scientists delved 400 meters below sea level to capture footage of these remarkable ice fish. These fish were distinguishable by the unique circular arrangement of stones surrounding their nests on the muddy seabed. Analyzing the camera system's images, the scientists identified the ice fish responsible for these incredible nests as Neopagitopsis iona, a species with a see-through skull and transparent blood. Remarkably, icefish are the only vertebrates without red blood cells. To survive in such frigid temperatures, they have evolved an anti-freeze protein in their transparent blood, preventing the formation of ice crystals. Despite this groundbreaking discovery, the reason behind the congregation of so many icefish for breeding remains unclear. One intriguing question that researchers seek to answer is the duration of time the adult fish protect the eggs. Experts suspect this guardianship could extend for months. This adds to the enigma surrounding these creatures. Number 11. 1-million-year-old DNA. During the fall of 2022, an exciting scientific discovery unfolded in Antarctica as million-year-old DNA came to light. These unusual genetic samples, known as sedimentary ancient DNA or sea-day DNA, were accidentally collected from depths of up to 584 feet beneath the seafloor. The collection occurred during a 2019 survey led by the International Ocean Discovery Program in the Scotia Sea, situated north of mainland Antarctica. To determine the age of the recovered DNA fragments, the team closely examined the damage patterns within them. Remarkably, the oldest fragments dated back approximately 1 million years, surpassing the previously known oldest SADA DNA found within Arctic permafrost, which dated to around 650,000 years ago. While scientists haven't yet identified the species to which the oldest SADA DNA belongs, they are certain that it originates from a eukaryote. In simpler terms, it comes from an animal, plant, or fungi, not from a bacteria or virus. Among the DNA samples, the majority belong to diatoms, a type of phytoplankton that still exists in the world's oceans today. These tiny organisms play a crucial role as the foundation of most marine food webs, demonstrating the continuity of life's intricate web across millennia in the Earth's cold and distant past.
But the DNA from the past has stuck to this dirt, and this is because we are...
Number 10. The Giant Staircase. A few years ago, an intriguing discovery on Google Earth sparked a flurry of theories about a possible giant staircase emerging from Antarctica. The satellite image, captured on video by a conspiracy theorist, showcased a set of 8 ridged lines rising from the snowy, untamed terrain of Antarctica. These findings were shared on the conspiracy forum Godlike Productions, fueling various puzzling speculations. While some proposed that the lines might signify a staircase, others considered more extraordinary possibilities, such as a potential landing site for extraterrestrial beings. Some even ventured into the realm of ancient civilizations, speculating that the lines could be remnants of a hidden city or an extinct society. On the other hand, more grounded explanations surfaced, suggesting that the phenomenon might be an optical anomaly caused by the camera lens, or simply snow dunes shaped by natural forces. Despite the fantastical ideas swirling around this mysterious image, the truth behind these peculiar lines remains elusive, leaving room for both wonder and skepticism among the intrigued observers. Number 9. The Dead Bodies. Describing the conditions in Antarctica as harsh would be a massive understatement, as scientists and explorers face numerous risks when journeying to this unforgiving continent. One of the more chilling uncertainties they grapple with is the possibility of perishing during their mission, with their bodies never to be recovered. Thankfully, advancements in technology and safety precautions have made modern visits to Antarctica much safer. However, over the years, it's uncertain how many have lost their lives, but what's certain is that not every deceased individual has been retrieved. According to the most reliable estimates, hundreds of bodies remain frozen and buried in the ice. Some have been discovered decades or even more than a century later, while many others lost will likely never be found, buried too deep in the icy sheets or crevasses to ever emerge. Among the most famous cases of a left-behind body on Antarctica dates back to the British Antarctic Expedition, also known as the Terra Nova Expedition, conducted from 1910 to 1913. Led by British explorer Robert Falcon Scott, the team aspired to be the first to reach the South Pole in 1912. Their hopes were crushed when they arrived to find that Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen had beaten them to it. Tragically, on the return journey, Scott and his 4-man team succumbed to exposure and starvation while trapped by a blizzard in their tent. Although some of the bodies were located a few months after their deaths, 2 of them were never found. Number 8. Sponges below the ice. Beneath Antarctica's waters lies one of the most inhospitable environments on our planet, or so we believed. In the pitch dark and sub-zero temperatures, scientists made a surprising discovery when they drilled through an Antarctic ice shelf. They uncovered a seafloor boulder unexpectedly housing several species. Among the findings were a collection of stationary animals, sponges, and potentially several previously unknown species. These extreme locations are not anticipated to host life, given their vast distance from sunlight and any apparent food sources. The boulder, where these organisms were found, rested below 3,000 feet of ice and about 160 miles from the nearest source of sunlight. The presence of sponges in such a remote location perplexed the researchers, making this discovery even more intriguing. The findings have given rise to a multitude of research questions. Unfortunately, the scientists lacked the necessary equipment to collect samples from the boulder, preventing them from identifying the species of sponges and other animals residing there or understanding their source of sustenance. A potential future mission, aided by a remotely operated vehicle, may allow them to gather DNA samples for further investigation. Additionally, researchers aim to explore how and when the sponges arrived on that specific boulder. Moreover, biologists hope to ascertain whether these species are typical, open ocean sponges or exclusive to the unique environment found beneath the ice.
We are arrived here. This is the Dotson Ice Shelf.
Number 7. The rare meteorite. Antarctica is a veritable goldfield for meteorites, making it an ideal location to find these rocky fragments. While meteorites can fall anywhere on Earth, they are more readily preserved in Antarctica due to its cold and dry conditions. The stark white surface of the ice also makes it easier to spot the dark meteorites, which are typically of extraterrestrial origin since few rocks naturally form on the ice sheets of Antarctica. During a recent Antarctic expedition, a team of scientists made a remarkable discovery: a 17-pound meteorite, surpassing the weight of most bowling balls and Halloween pumpkins. They also found several other smaller meteorites. The team, which included researchers from the Field Museum and the University of Chicago, was thrilled by this find. Maria Valdez, one of the researchers, estimated that out of the 45,000 meteorites recovered from the icy wasteland of Antarctica to date, only around 100 have been as large as the biggest member of this new haul. With this impressive haul of meteorites in hand, the researchers are set to analyze them at the Royal Belgian Institute of Natural Sciences. Simultaneously, the team members will individually study samples of sediments collected from Antarctica. The scientific community is filled with excitement as they anticipate unraveling the secrets these meteorites hold. With each discovery, our understanding of the cosmos and its mysteries takes a leap forward. Number 6. Crash-landed spaceship? Over the years, speculation has grown about potential non-human activity taking place in Antarctica, with some believing that secrets are being kept from the public. In 2018, alien hunters captured the attention of the world when they claimed to have spotted a mysterious object on Google Earth, an alleged crash-landed spaceship. The mass was found near Antarctica on the remote South Georgia Island in the South Atlantic Ocean, a scarcely inhabited place with only 20 residents. Strangely, peculiar tracks can be observed trailing behind the object, suggesting it slid across the snow before coming to a stop. While some enthusiasts embrace the extraterrestrial theory, many skeptics assert that it's merely a rock that has been moved by a nearby glacier's force. According to one expert, the object is likely the result of a large avalanche from a nearby mountain, causing a rock or chunk of ice to be deposited onto the glacier. The mystery surrounding this sighting continues to ignite debate, with some hoping for conclusive answers while others relish in the allure of the unknown. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. Take a look at this image. It shows a massive iceberg with something dark seemingly trapped inside the ice. Any ideas on what it could be? Have you ever come across something mysterious frozen in ice? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Number 5. An ancient civilization. In 2017, an image of a dome in Antarctica ignited claims suggesting the presence of a lost civilization on the frozen continent. The oval-shaped structure, approximately 400 feet across, caught the attention of many. While some argued that the structure provided evidence of a once-thriving human civilization at the South Pole, others proposed that it might be a natural phenomenon. Initially, scientists considered the possibility that it could be sastrugi, a natural occurrence shaped by years of exposure to strong, freezing winds and heavy snowfall. However, the oval shape seen in the picture challenged this explanation, as sastrugi typically don't form in such a manner. It's easy to look at satellite images and let imagination run wild, but it's essential to address crucial questions. If this were the work of an ancient civilization, how did they construct it in a frozen desert? Moreover, how did they manage to keep the place warm without trees to burn? Most significantly, why would they choose to build it in such an extreme environment, far from natural resources? As with any enigmatic discovery, the mystery stirs curiosity and sparks discussion. While the fascination with the possibility of lost civilizations endures, the reality remains shrouded in the icy wilderness of Antarctica, prompting the quest for further understanding of its mysteries. Number 4. The Pyramid. In 2016, yet another intriguing theory emerged, claiming the presence of a mysterious pyramid in Antarctica. A video posted on YouTube by conspiracy theorists alleged that former U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry visited Antarctica to explore an alien base housed within the pyramid. The video displayed pyramid-like structures in the snow, accompanied by a Google Earth-style label and pin. However, uncertainty loomed over whether the images had been edited or not. The responses to the video were diverse, with some users supporting the claims while others dismissed them, suggesting that the formation appeared natural and not of human origin. Researchers have not definitively determined the nature of the structure, but they lean towards the explanation that it is simply a mountain bearing a resemblance to a pyramid. The steep, pyramid-like sides are believed to be the result of hundreds of millions of years of erosion, sculpting the mountain into its current form. However, conspiracy theorists hold a different perspective, speculating that if the gigantic pyramid in Antarctica were indeed an artificial structure, it could potentially be the oldest pyramid on the planet. In their imagination, it might even be the master pyramid, serving as the blueprint for all other pyramids found on Earth. Number 3. Palinia. Back in 2017, something fascinating happened in Antarctica. A colossal hole, almost the size of South Carolina, opened up. They call it a palinia. Now, these holes aren't entirely new, but this one was massive, stretching over a staggering 78,000 square kilometers. What made it even more extraordinary was that it was the largest hole spotted since the 1970s, and the first one to appear in 40 years. Quite a rare sight. This palinia was found in the Weddell Sea, part of the Southern Ocean. The reason behind its formation is pretty intriguing. You see, there's warmer and saltier water lurking in the deeper parts of the sea. Due to some ocean currents, this warmer water is pushed upwards, causing the ice on the surface to melt. But wait, that's not all. As this warm water meets the cooler surface water, it goes back down again, only to be heated once more and pushed back up to the surface. Now, the real mystery is why these palinias come into existence. Scientists aren't entirely sure, but one fascinating theory is that marine mammals might use these openings to breathe. They're still digging deeper to figure out the full impact of these extraordinary giant holes. Antarctica never fails to amaze us with its secrets, and this palinia is just one more fascinating piece of the puzzle waiting to be uncovered. Number 2. Deep Lake. Deep Lake, nestled in East Antarctica, has been a subject of fascination for scientists over the years. This inland lake sits an impressive 55 meters below sea level, and as you dive deeper into its waters, you'll find the salinity steadily increasing. Here's an interesting fact. The lake's waters are as salty as the Dead Sea and a whopping 10 times saltier than the ocean. And guess what? This high salinity prevents the water from freezing, even when temperatures plunge to minus 20 degrees Celsius at its deepest point. How did this unusual lake come into existence? Well, about 3,500 years ago, it became isolated from the ocean due to the gradual rise of the Antarctic continent. The area surrounding Deep Lake is dotted with lakes of varying salinity, most of them frozen throughout the year. These lakes are so remote and challenging to access that getting samples requires quite an endeavor. What's even more intriguing is that despite its harsh and unforgiving environment, Deep Lake teems with diverse microbial ecosystems. Understanding how life thrives in such extreme conditions and uncovering the adaptations of these microorganisms remains a captivating mystery for scientists. Number 1. Broken compasses. We all know how compasses always point to the magnetic North Pole, right? But here's the thing. As you travel across Antarctica and get closer to the South Pole, things get a bit wonky. You see, Earth's magnetic fields curve around the planet's spherical shape, but near the poles, they take a more straightforward path. So compasses won't work as reliably or might just give up altogether around the South Pole. No worries though. Every explorer out there is well aware of the magnetic quirk and takes other precautionary measures to ensure they don't lose their way. Safety first, after all. Now, here comes the intriguing part. Some conspiracy theorists have a different spin on this. They believe that these wonky compasses might not just be a natural occurrence. They think it's all part of a sneaky plot to keep people away from certain parts of Antarctica. What could possibly be hidden in those mysterious areas? That's the million-dollar question. As we ponder the secrets that Antarctica might be concealing, one thing's for sure. This icy land has more surprises than meets the eye. Whether it's magnetic mysteries or hidden wonders, the allure of Antarctica continues to intrigue and spark curiosity. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.